Okay, I'm back just to simplify this and to show you kind of how a continuous line contour drawing can be so pretty, not just the seeing exercises that we just did. We did a continuous line contour with a marker. We did a continuous line blind contour with a brush pen. And then we did a gesture to understand a new still life with a bag of rice, which I took out, but here it is here. And the mint laying down. And then tried it with the blind contour where I learned a lot about the information. So now I have a good feeling of what's going on with the mint, and I want to just make like a fun, resolve, pretty line drawing. But I'm going to test it one more time with these methods. And you can see they're fun because they don't take very long. And that's the kind of the cool part. So I'm going to do one fast gesture in my sketchbook of my mint. I think I'm going to turn it so that it's coming out at me more. I have a little more overlapping. Overlapping is going to be our friend. Okay, here we go. I might map it actually. If I put the little guys here and that guy, that's like the cup. Yeah, so I'm just making sure somewhere in there. This is where I can put the leaves. I can check with my sighting that this leaf lines up with this bigger leaf here. So those should be underneath each other. So that kind of gives me a loose map. Okay, here we go. I have the vine charcoal kind of on its side, but also a little bit of its tip. I'm just getting it started. And I've just studied this little form several times, so I kind of have a sense of where things overlap. A little bit anyway. One overlaps, and here comes the stem. This one overlaps. I don't mind drawing straight through them because it helps me know where they're at, so act like they're see-through. Got a leaf. This one starts to go over the cup. This is that one that kind of swings out to the side. Now here comes my ellipse. I'm going to measure kind of slowly. It comes up through here. I'm going to see where it cuts. It's up above the leaf and over to the side and kind of tucks back here. So I did a little map, essentially made like a little rectangle. I could even draw that out because that might help me. This was that basic shape stuff. And now you see how quickly those gestures happen, so you're not so worried about leaving that history and that mark. What I might do is measure to make sure how many of this part of the ellipse go into the bottom of the cup, and that'll give me the proportion. So the tip of the pencil on the back of the cup and my thumb right here. 1, 2, 3, 3 plus. 1, 2, 3, a little plus right there on Exact Science. Trying to make these super vertical. And this is where my ellipse goes. I might find the center of this so I can help me make a good ellipse. Yeah, that helped having that grid there. And I'll use this knowledge when I go to make my pretty line drawing on my good paper. I'm going to put the back line of the table that it's sitting on and get a little bit of that cast shadow. Again, we'll really get into value later, but this is how you can start to kind of see how the gestures will resolve and become more resolved. this ellipse has to shift, right? We talked about that with the basic shapes when we looked, let me see, when we looked at, here I can do it with the can, like if this is at eye level for the cup, this part is getting a little lower, so it has to kind of shift, and then my eye changes the quality of the ellipse. So it's gonna get a little narrower. Okay, close enough. And then the rest of the, and I can see that the stem really breaks down here. And then we have a pretty decent gesture of what and how that cup will sit in space. I think this is too wide. There's that beauty of that vine. I can just draw right over it and kind of correct and find out how I want things to sit. Yeah, that looks more like a juice glass. Making straight lines with the edge of my charcoal. Okay, so now I'll try the contour again. And then I'm gonna take all that knowledge from all these little super fast studies and then try to do it on a pretty sheet of paper to make a little resolved study. Okay, I will be right back.